Hi, I'm Joseph Summa. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about my new game, Lexi-Code. Lexi-Code is a word-based spelling game that uses strong vocabulary skills, but does not require them in order to function, because ultimately the game breaks down to logical deduction and reasoning, and a long-term strategy will do more for you than a good vocabulary. This game is designed to be able to take players of different types of strengths and put them together on equal footing. Inspirations for this game include things like Scrabble and Battleship, as well as Mastermind, Sudoku, and Clue. So during the game, players will have to set up their own 5x5 secret grid of Lexi-Codes. Their Lexi-Codes will have to have at least one letter in each row or column, and at most two. Then during the game, players will use their grid and a transparent overlay to spell words. Players can spell words as long as any letters that overlap match their code exactly. So player 1 could spell the word morph, overlapping his H exactly and putting any letter he wants in those blanks. He also can spell outside the grid in an attempt to get more information about his opponent's grid in the same answer. The way that works for grading is he's going to take that transparent overlay and hand it to the other player. The other player is going to put it over their grid, and they're going to check which letters overlap. In this case, player 2 has a T being overlapped and an M being overlapped. Neither one is the exact letter in the exact location, very Mastermind-like, so he has no completely correct grading responses. However, the T and M are overlapped, and there is an M in this word, so the M would score as 1 partially correct. Coming over, he would grade it as 1 partially correct, 0 completely correct, and hand the transparency back to the original player so that they can record this information. This information gets recorded into a logic grid so that players can eliminate answers and choices for, oh, it can't be this letter here, or it has to be this letter here, or oh, he used a letter that's not even one of the 7, there must be a blank there because he can't put a letter unless it matches his grid exactly. And if it could never have matched his grid exactly, it must be a blank. This leads to some very good strategy and tactics that develop throughout the course of the game as players get closer and closer to solving with each guess word made, giving up information about their own grid each time, and gaining some information about the opponent's grid. As long as players are careful to not limit their own player space to just a single option, it will not be a problem that they give up more information when guessing, because the opponent will have to put a word there that confirms which letters are or are not there and give up an equal amount of information in turn. The best strategic decisions, the best vocabulary that can match the restrictions of what is already known and what letters are on the grid will lead to a victory for the player who is most skilled. Instead of making a guess word during a turn, a player can fill out their grid with the exact combination of letters that they think their opponent's grid is, and then transfer that during the checking and grading phase in order to find out if they have won. If they are incorrect, they get a mistake penalty token. 2 penalty tokens mean an instant loss. So players should be careful to use actual deductive reasoning skills and not just willy-nilly guessing. That's Lexi-Code. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. You can find the complete rules in the comments and check out exactly how this game works and ticks. I hope that I have interested you. Again, my name was Joseph Summa.